Assalammuailaikum. Today we would like to discuss about application of bird formation in calculus.
Wait a minute, I think the title that you chose for us to discuss is a bit confusing for some people. People will think that we actually want to talk about National Geographic instead of calculus.
Okay, I will change it to how an angle is changed with respect to time in the bird formation using differentiation. So, shall we start?
Great, let's start.
I'm Narfati Shamira binti Sahabdin, and she is my partner.
Farah Ain Zairin, and we are from JCS 143-2D.
Now, the topic we are going to focus on is how an angle is changed with respect to time in the bird formation using the differentiation.
Yes, we will focus on that topic, but everyone must be wondering, what is calculus? And why was this topic chosen?
You're right, Farah. Let me explain what I know about calculus. Calculus is a subject that often people think as useless. However, if we look deep into our life, we can actually see calculus implementation in many activities and action. So, one of the topics in calculus that commonly used is differentiation.
And we use differentiation to find the rate of change and to determine whether the function is increasing or decreasing. Fatin, do you know what is differentiation?
Yes, of course I know, because I have done some research, and what I can say is, in general meaning, differentiation is an action of differentiating or distinguishing between two or more things or people.
Furthermore, in calculus, it is a method of finding the derivative for a function at any point. Also, in calculus, derivative is a measure of how a function changes its value as the input changes. And you know what?
What? What is it?
You're so excited. Alright, most of our work thus far has allowed us to solve an equation for y in terms of x when the equation can be solved for y. We call it explicit differentiation. However, in our equation, it cannot be solved for y. When the equation cannot be solved for y, we are going to use implicit differentiation.
Oh, that's why the name is implicit differentiation. Okay, I get it. I hope what I understand, you guys also can understand and gain more knowledge.
Now we are back to the topic. We'll show you how an angle is changed with respect to time in the bird formation using the differentiation. This is r. The distance between the last bird represent as d, and lastly the angle. Let's say changes of d respect to time is equal to 0.3 meter per minute. R is equal to 8 meter and d is equal to 4 meter. An important identifier to use in this is the law of cosine, where the angle is in radian. Applying this to the triangular shape shown in the diagram, and we have d squared equal to r squared plus r squared minus 2 multiplied by r multiplied by r multiplied by cos theta. Simplify and we get d squared equal to 2r squared minus 2r squared multiplied by cos theta. Factorize and finally we will get d squared is equal to 2r squared multiplied by 1 minus cos theta. Alright, I will pass to my partner.
Farah, she will explain in more details.
Thank you, Fatin. Alright, I will continue the explanation for this calculation. Using the equation just now, d squared equals to 2r squared multiplied by 1 minus cos theta, we're going to substitute every variables with their available values. It will be 4 squared equals to 2 multiplied by x squared multiplied by 1 minus cos theta. And then we will get cos theta equals to 0.845. And lastly, the value for theta will be 0.505. After getting the value for theta, we will finally be able to find the value of changes of theta with respect to t. Using the first equation, we will differentiate every variables in it, and the equation will be 2d changes of d with respect to t equals to 4r changes of r with respect to t multiplied by 1 minus cos theta plus 2r squared multiplied by sin theta changes of theta with respect to t. Changes of r with respect to t is constant, thus it will be 0. After that, changes of theta with respect to t must be put at the left side of the equation and the others are at the right side of the equation. It will be changes of theta with respect to t equals to 2d divided by 2r squared sin theta multiplied by changes of d with respect to t. Lastly, substitute the variables with every values that we have, which are d equals to 4, r equals to 8, theta equals to 0.505, and changes of d with respect to t equals to negative 0.3. We will get the final value equals to negative 0.039 radian per minute. Therefore, the calculation of how an angle is changed with respect to time in the bird formation contains few steps. First, we must use the right formula to solve the problem. Next, we gotta find the value of theta. After that, we will be able to find the value that we want, which is the changes of theta with respect to t. So, in conclusion, at the end of the day, calculus is actually very important in our lives without our knowing. For example, differentiation is used to find the rate of death and the rate of birth in this world. By knowing the changes of this variable, the responsible authorities can find the causes for these changes and search for a way to solve the problem.
Like the rate of birth in China? The rate of birth in China is so high that they were given a limitation to only have 1 to 2 children in a family to decrease the rate of birth in the country. And not to forget about the current issue, Malaysia is hit by the COVID-19 outbreaks, and the calculus in differentiation is used by the government to find the rate of death. Finding the rate of death is the best way by the government to make people aware of the dangers of the virus. Also, to encourage the society to obey the standard operating procedure of movement control orders.
Yes, you are right. I think that's all from us. May you all gain new information and a better understanding about differentiation in calculus.
Have a nice day. Thank you.
That's all from us. May you all gain a new knowledge.
Hi, Assalammualaikum. Today we would like to discuss about application of bird formation in calculus.